Today we're going to be looking at the bows that I shoot. I've been asked specifically for this video. It would be more specifically for my Elite that I've been shooting, because I actually picked up a new bow to shoot this year. If you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you will see that I picked up this Martin Panther Recurve. Picked it up used from a local Recurve guy here in Iowa, and threw a new string on it, some beaver balls, and got my arrows picked out and set up here. I've been fine-tuning those lately. So what this is this is a, I think it's a 50-pound bow at 28 inches. My draw length's a little longer than that, so I'm probably at 52 pounds, something like that. And then I'm shooting a gold tip traditional 400 with a 125 grain head on the tip, on the front of it. It's got a quiver attached to it. It's a takedown bow. It's got the bow jacks came on it. And it's also got a flipper rest. So the bow is, it's not a fantastic, hand-built recurve, but it should be a pretty good bow. I think it shoots well enough for me. I'm gonna try to kill some deer this year. I just kind of got, not necessarily bored, but I don't know, want a bit of a more challenge with the recurve. So I like it. Seems to shoot really well for me, and like I said, see if we can't kill some deer with it. The Elite. This is an Energy 35. This will be its second season. Picked this up, it'd be a year ago. I don't know. It's almost 2 years. It's an Energy 35, so being the E35, it's 35-inch axle to axle. They come with the limb savers already on the bows. I got a 10-inch. No, it's an 8-inch. An 8-inch bee stinger on there. Really like that. It's not super long. My goal was to kind of keep this dimension relatively close, but still have a stable bow. Have on the trophy taker. I can't remember the model of this rest. Smackdown. That's what it is. Trophy taker Smackdown. Quiver is just a G5 headlock quiver. I like it, obviously, shooting mechanicals out of this guy. I like the two-piece gripper. It's got like a little single post mount. When I take this off, I like there not to be much on the bow, so that's really nice. It's just got this little round post on there. You just slide it over and lock it down, and that's it. I always tie a little piece of like 550 cord, paracord on here. I like to hang it from my bow hanger in the tree. That's just how I retain it. It's light, it doesn't make any noise. Some of them have like hoops on the back of them. I put a Saunders roller guard on here too. That doesn't, I didn't get any speed out of it. I chronoed before and after. I don't think it's any quieter, but it does seem to do really well with the cable. I don't have any cable wear whatsoever, so that's about the only pro that I've seen from it. It does have moving parts, so it's a potential of failure, and I've heard guys having them freeze and break, and I don't know. I haven't had any problems with it. I bought it, I'm using it, so we'll see. The next really big noticeable thing in here, what I would consider a big factor, is this Montana Black Gold Vengeance. Well, I shouldn't even say it's a Vengeance. It's more of a it's a custom. It's from their custom shop. It's a Vengeance head with a 4-inch dovetail, and I've got it all the way out, and it fits my. I can't remember the size of my peep. It's not tiny. I like a relatively large peep, but not huge. I can shoot it well. And when it's lower light in the timber, I have to have that bigger peep, otherwise everything gets dim and fuzzy. So the sight has 4 pins. I'm set up 20, 30, 40, 50. Like I said, I'm comfortable with 50. If I've got 50 yards in front of me in my sight, I don't have to touch it. I'm happy. They're not real cluttered. The sight pins, the 2 top ones are 0.19, bottom ones are 0.10. The pins themselves are so small that the 0.10 is almost pointless. What you're doing is you're basically getting a smaller fiber, and the pin is actually the same thickness. So I kind of like that little bit bigger pin. The point when I was will kind of start to disappear in lower light, which granted you're not going to be shooting at 40-50 yards in low light. At least I don't anyway, but I would have went with the .19 all of them if I would do it again. And then the middle portion of this, I can't remember what the thing is for, but it's got the dial. So I've got you basically you figure out your arrow speed, and then you match sight tape up there, and put your sight tape on. So that goes from 20 to 100 yards. So that's for the top pin. So say I'm messing around, which is, like I said, if I'm shooting at 50 to 100 yards, and I'm just messing around, just having a good time, I guess, with the bow. You can unlock it, roll it down, set it up whatever you want to, and it's surprisingly accurate. So I think that's it. Shoot a true ball beast release. Been shooting this for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I like it. I like the fixed, the stiff ones. I don't like the strap ones. Gotta have one that's swivels real good, because I'll tuck it up with my sleeve so I don't have to mess with it. It's a loop, or not a loop, but a hook, not jaws, but a hook. I like that just because I can lock my finger behind it, and I just have to reach up and swipe that thing instead of like pulling it apart and like getting it in there and shutting it. But the downside is it can come off, you know, if you're not paying attention. If you're, you know, repositioning yourself in a tree trying to get that shot or whatever. So this bow shoots 65 pounds. That's one thing, cool thing about Elite, is they have, I don't know how low they go, but they have 50, 60, 65, and 70 pound limbs. Kind of cool. I really like 62 pounds. 70 is too much. And for tuning reasons, I've got 65 pound limbs buried. If you're not familiar, compound bows tune out better when you have the limbs buried, when everything's tight. So 65 pound limbs buried. Anyway, the 380 grain arrows come out at like 285, 290, something like that. Perfectly acceptable for me. As you can see from videos, I shoot nocturnals. Have really good luck with those. If you get them cleaned out after you shoot a deer, they perform pretty well. You'll have a little bit of blood staining in them, but they continue to work. But the key is to clean them out as soon as you can. You can take some electric contact cleaner, spray it in there, and they work great. I don't use water on them. I'll like wipe them down the outside with a washcloth, but if you spray in around the plunger, which if you have them, you know what I'm talking about, it'll clean the blood out of them. So I think that's it. I got the little mount here for the GoPro. I used that once or twice. It's kind of handy, but I almost prefer having that second angle, either on a clamp down. I'll go over my camera equipment with you guys in some video, just so you can see. I've kind of learned a lot last year. This is only my second year videoing, so that's all. Appreciate you guys following along, and if there's anything else you want to see, let me know. Thanks.